Hi, second graders. Today for math, we are going to dive into adding with three-digit numbers. Let's get started. First, let's go ahead and review what we have practiced toward the beginning of the year. A few months ago, we started adding with two-digit numbers, like this problem here, 62 plus 29. Now, I wrote this problem horizontally, but it's very important that we take that equation and make it vertical. Most of us cannot add this up in our head, so flipping it to make it vertical will be very helpful. Let's write it up and down. 62 plus 29. Now, as I'm adding these, it is very important that I line up the ones and the tens. If they're not lined up, I'm going to get a very strange answer that will not make sense. Now, there's a few ways that we practiced adding these. The first way that we practiced was by drawing pictures. We did something like this. 62 and 29. Now, we used the 10 sticks and the ones to represent the two numbers. That way we were able to add them up together. When I did this strategy, I was looking to see if I could make any new tens, and I can. I have 9 at the bottom, so I just need one more to make a new 10. Let's get rid of those and make a new 10. Now I have one left over, and let's count our tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So 91 was our answer there. Now, some of us have moved a bit beyond that, and we just like to use the equation. As you know, the equation is much faster. So I'm going to put my little T for tens and my O for ones just as a review. Now, when I do my standard algorithm, which is called new groups, I always start in the ones place. So that's why it's very important that I line my numbers up. When I start in the ones, I have 9, 10, 11. Oh, wait, 11 ones. I see that there's a new 10 in there, so I'm going to put my new 10 over in the tens column because the tens like to stick together with the tens. Then my 1 can come down to the bottom. Now let's go to the tens column. I have 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't forget to add that extra 10 that we made from the ones. Now, I still got the same answer, but it will be a lot faster and a lot easier to do this strategy rather than drawing pictures for all of your equations. Let's go ahead and dive into some three-digit addition examples. So, the first example is 148 plus 264. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do, just like on the first slide, I'm going to write my equation up and down. It's just easier to see. So 148 plus 264. All of my ones are lined up, my tens are lined up, and my hundreds. If you like, it's okay for the first few if you want to write the little letters to help you remember the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. You can absolutely do that if you like it. So we always start in the ones place. Let's take a look at our ones. We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 ones. Does that give me a new 10? Yes, it does. So I'm going to put my new 10 in the tens place and bring my 2 ones down to the bottom. Okay, that's good. Now let's go to the tens. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tens. Oh, that's more than 10 tens, and 10 tens gives me a new 100. So I made a new 100. Let's put the new 100 at the top and bring the 110 left over at the bottom. And finally, we add the hundreds. 2, 3, 4. Don't forget to add that new 100. So I do this process the exact same way as if I had two numbers, but now I just take it one step farther. If I have 10 tens, I've made a new 100. Here's another example today. This example is 503 plus 361. Now the first step, just like last time, let's write it up and down. 503 plus, now I need to make sure I line these numbers up nice and neat, 361. Very nice. So now that all of my numbers are nice and lined up, I am always going to start adding in the ones place, which is over here, all the way over to the right. So I have 3 ones plus 1 1. 3 plus 1 gives me 4. Oh, that one was so easy. I didn't even need to make any new tens. Okay, let's go to the tens place. 0 and 6. Or 6 and 0, because when you add, you can do both ways. 6 plus 0, I still have 6. No new hundreds either. Oh, this one's nice and easy for us. And last, we have 5 plus 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 864. And if you look at the top, we didn't make any new groups. No new tens and no new hundreds. So they made that problem nice and easy for us today. Another example is 645 plus 355. Let's write it up and down. 645 plus 355. Okay, we always start in the ones. The ones are the place that we always begin. 5 plus 5, oh, that's a double. I know 5 plus 5 is 10. Oh, I made a new 10. Let's add it next door to our neighbor and put the 0 at the bottom. Now let's add up the tens. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tens. Ooh, that means I have a new 100 and 0 at the bottom. Now the hundreds column. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait a minute. 10 hundreds? Oh, what comes after the hundreds? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. I made 1,000 in this problem. If I have 10 hundreds, that means that I have made a new 1,000. So the answer for this one is 1,000. This last activity today, let's take a look and see if we can help Puzzled Penguin. Now, Puzzled Penguin has an equation here that he is trying to solve. 236 plus 68. And he got the answer of 916. Something sure looks odd about his equation, doesn't it? I'm noticing that when I'm looking at the equation, there is a big gap right here in the ones place. And if I think about the number 68, 68 doesn't have any hundreds in it, does it? So there should be no numbers in the hundreds place. I wonder if maybe we could write the equation again and show Puzzled Penguin. Let's see. 236 plus 68. That's in the tens place and the ones place. Oh, so he had the correct numbers written down, but he didn't line them up correctly. He put the 60 under the 200. That's definitely going to get him a strange answer. Let's go ahead and add to solve the problem. Let's start in the ones place. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I made a new 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I made a new 100. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So I got 304 and Puzzle Penguin got 916. That's a big difference. So if Puzzle Penguin would have lined up his numbers correctly, I think he would have been correct, but he had a little trouble there. Today for our practice, when you log on to Seesaw, you will have a 3-digit addition activity to show me all of your hard work on 3-digit addition. If you want some extra practice on these problems, you can ask a family member or a friend to give you some problems that all have 3 digits to help practice with this skill.